Rightio cobbers, before we get back to the mud and the slippery stuff and seeing if we did actually make it to the end without anyone coming off their motorcycle, let's learn a little bit about the great nation of Australia. At the current time, Australia has about 26.5 million people, 42 million kangaroos, 79 million sheep, 26 million cattle, and approximately 1 million wild camels. That's right, there's more camels in Australia than any other country in the world, including all the countries in the Middle East. Not only that, there's tons of snakes, spiders, sharks, scorpions, jellyfish, crocodiles, and billions of ferocious ants. In fact, there's quite a few around here where I'm standing in my jandals, or flip-flops, or thongs, as the Aussies call them. And I've already stepped on something which I'm not sure was an ant or a bindi, which we call prickles in New Zealand. So I don't want to hang around out here too long. There's dozens of cities across Australia, but there's 5 major ones: Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, and Perth. And that's where I'm ending my ride in Australia. Australia is massive. Oops, something has got me. Australia is a massive country. It's the 6th largest country in the world by land area. It's the largest island on the planet. Oops, plenty of flies, get out of it. And most of it's desert. The population spread out around the coastal areas, but there are also towns in the interior as well. Most of those are agricultural or mining towns. Now, the 26.5 million people are predominantly European, 83%. The remaining 17% are 6% Chinese, 3% Indian, 3% Indigenous, and the remaining 5% are from various other countries. Just to wrap up our little lesson on Australia, Australia has a very strong and diverse economy. It's made up of mining, tourism, manufacturing, health and education, services, construction, and finance. Now let's get back to the riding. It's misty up here, as you can see, and I can't see anything. Well, it's an exaggeration. There's very low visibility through my visor because it's got water all over it. There's no point wiping off because you just get a whole lot more. So yeah, taking it very easy. I'm not even going to look down at the speedo to see what speed I'm doing because I don't want to take my eyes off the road. Anyway, steady as she goes. There's at least another 70 k's to go before Cooma, and I think most of it's like this. So yeah, it's alright. There's a little bit more traction on the road now. Whoa, he says, oh, he says as if, I know you can't see it on camera, but front wheel's all over the place. So anyway, look at that mist up there. She's anyway, as long as it's straight and relatively flat and a little bit of dirt on the road to gain some traction, and I'm a happy man. 50 k's as she goes. It feels like 20, but yeah, and no kangaroos yet. Keep crossing your fingers though. So the general rule in adventure motorcycling is the more dirt the better, and stay away from tarmac, especially motorways. But I've got to say, after going through that slippery surface and seeing those massive kangaroos, they were easily 6 foot tall, I'm quite happy to see tarmac. Speak of the devil. I bloody well spoke too soon, didn't I? Here we are, back on it. Better slow down a bit. Still raining steadily. Could be raining heavier, but anyway. Sorry, there's probably been a lot of windscreen in the shot recently. I'm sort of keeping my chin down a bit lower my centre of gravity, and I know that's not the best for viewing. So anyway, I've got a bit more confidence on the slippery stuff now, but I thought we were up for a good stretch of tarmac. But here's the slippery stuff again. Anyway, better keep my eye on the road. Okay, we're off the red stuff onto the yellow stuff, and I don't want to jinx myself, but it seems there's a little bit more traction on this stuff, but still taking it easy. Oh, not that easy. Doing 70 k's. I was doing 50 k's before, but you know, maybe I better button off a bit. Woo! Back on tarmac. I don't want to get too excited because I got excited last time, so there might be more of the slippery stuff before we hit Kuma. But anyway, all good for now. Yeah, man, the concentration is just intense. You are concentrating on every meter of road in front of you when you're on that slippery stuff. You're always looking for a dry patch or something with a little bit more traction, just to make that riding easier for you. But you're concentrating so hard because when you get the wobbles, and you want to make sure that you don't go over in a screaming heap. So far so good. Morning adventure travellers, we're here in Jindabyne and the bikes are running, we're ready to roll. We've got new spark plugs in the bike, a second set of new spark plugs that run a bit hotter, and hopefully that's going to burn off the extra fuel that the souped up carburetor is giving to the engine. But it's all a bit of trial and error. We're up over the mountain today, so hopefully we're going to get some good footage for you. There's the bike ticking over, got a few limiters. Anyway, we're going to hit the road. Oops, the bike's just turned off. Okay, and we're off. We're up the top of Mount Kosciuszko on some dirt road. Woohoo! We've got the new spark plugs in it. We're not 100% sure if they're the right ones or not. So we just wait and see. It's still blowing a lot of black smoke out the back, and so we just got to wait and see. We've gone 2 levels hotter instead of 1 level hotter, and yeah. Anyway, we're on the dirt, which is good, and the sun's out. It's not pissing down with rain, and yeah, let's see how we go. Here we are, Mount Jindabyne, and sorry, Mount Kosciuszko, and yeah, on the dirt. Beautiful day. It's a little bit cold. Got my thermal on, and yeah, love these canopies. There's something mysterious about riding through a forest under canopy. It's very cool. Coming down the edge of the mountain now, you can see there's a bit of a drop off. You wouldn't want to get the cornering wrong. But yeah, very pleasant. You go straight over there, you're flying. Just stopped for a quick look at the waterfall, and yeah, I don't know how far through the road we are today, but anyway, here's a look at aforementioned waterfall or river. Look at that beautiful river view. Alright, we've just crossed over into Victoria, and jackets are off. It was a little bit cooler up the top of Kosciuszko, but it's a beautiful Australian day, sun's out, it's cool, and the road's not too dusty, so I don't know if they've had some rain up here recently, but yeah, There's not a lot of gravel on these Aussie roads so far, and I don't know why that is. Probably just because there's so much road, and putting gravel on them all would just be too much of a massive project. But anyway, bike seems to be going a lot better now that it's warm, so we'll run these plugs for a couple of days and take them out, see how gunky they look. Hopefully not gunky at all, hopefully they're the right plugs. It was running a bit rough this morning, but maybe the bike's just like me, not very good first thing in the morning. And anyway, stay tuned and let's see how it turns out. This is what you think of when you think of Australian desert road. This ready, I don't know, clay? Is it clay? Ready dirt? I don't know, I always think of Australia. I always think of red dirt when I think of Australia. Whoop, and it's gone back to normal colour dirt. So that was just a short patch. Bit more of the red sand, red dirt rather. Beautiful, beautiful day, beautiful riding. The other two are usually ahead of me because I'm always pulling over to faff around with cameras turning themselves off or something or other. But anyway, that's all good. We all just ride at our own pace. All of the filming that I do is when I'm sitting down on the bike. And you've got a view of the top of the windscreen, but if I stand up, then I haven't done much or any of this filming before, so it'll be interesting to see what it looks like from the viewer's perspective. It might look like a drone flying along the road or something. You actually feel very high when you're standing up on the pegs on the motorcycle, and if you've ridden road bikes for a long time and never been on a dirt bike like me, it's a little bit unnatural, but once you get used to it, it's great fun. It almost does feel like you're flying, actually, like you're a little drone yourself, hovering or just doing some low-level flying along the road. It's great, especially when you've got a great road and great weather like this. And for some reason I like standing up better when I'm going up hills. I'm not sure if that's what most riders enjoy more, but yeah, gives you a feeling of elevation. Didn't think we'd come onto tarmac this early, but we're winding down. I don't know if it's a single mountain or a mountain range, or we seem to be going up and down and across, but anyway, we're going downhill for an extended period of time. There's a bit of a valley down there and we're on some tar seals, so it's good to mix it up a bit. The dirt was fun, and yeah, you get what you're given basically, and you'll be happy. Pretty high up. And we're just getting higher and higher and higher. Maybe this is what they call the Victorian Highlands. Or maybe I'm just making that up. I have no idea. We're getting pretty high. I hope there's a place we can pull over for some panoramic views as we near the top. Wow. Just getting glimpses as I go around these corners. It's pretty high up. Shame there was nowhere to stop and see the view. We were really high up, so we must be in some highlands now. I didn't bring an altimeter with me, so we must be in some high plains. Interesting. I'd say we're definitely on some elevated plains because it's pretty chilly up here, well, comparatively, and especially when you haven't got your jacket on, you can feel the temperature change a bit more. So yeah, interesting. We're in Alpine Park at the moment, and that's somewhere in Victoria, not far from the state line where we stopped before. And yeah, it's once again it's different again, and it's nice riding, a little bit cooler, so we're obviously elevated, as I suggested before. And yeah, just taking it easy through Alpine Park. Hey, Malakas. You're on camera. There's just so much greenery. I'm probably not even going to use half of this footage, but it's just really great to ride through. And yeah, be in the middle of nowhere. It's cool scenery. So you know what I was saying before about the scenery changing? Here we are on some plateau. And we don't actually know where we are, which is a bit problematic. But Chad keeps telling us he's good at organising these things.
Only up until we're on you.
Only up until things start going wrong. Then he's not good at organising these things. But anyway, we'll sort it. Hope you enjoy the view. Over and out. It's been a big day on the road today. We haven't covered that many Ks, but pretty much 100% dirt. And tonight we are free camping for the first time. Here's the tents. Here's Chad's tent and my tent. Chad's just decided to move his tent because he's worried that this tree is gonna fall. I'll zoom back a little bit.
Yeah, go and show them how there's nothing. There's a what hollow.
So yeah, it's on a bit of a lean, but is it really gonna fall over in the middle of the night? I say no, but Chad says
I'm not sleeping under that tree.
Why not?
Because, mate, it's hollow. It's already half of it leaning on the ground over there. Look at it. Well, mate, my bike. I'm going to move my bike too.
Justin, what's the Australian word for sook? Sook. There you go. Chad's officially a sook. I could say a few other words.
I'm going to sleep on the road.
All right.
Move my tent up there. I am, mate. I'm definitely moving it.
Luckily, Chad can just pick up his tent and move it. It's got a frame in the top. We're camping next to the river. It's probably not very swimmable. Here's Justin's bike, and there's no trees leaning over Justin's tent. He obviously got the best spot in the house. It's the entranceway.
Sorted.
Here's a little campfire that someone else has had. That don't think we're going to be starting a campfire tonight. So that's our little hacienda for the night. So just an epilogue to the day. That's where Chad's tent was.
Chad moved his bed.
And that's where it is now. He's probably going to get struck by lightning now. But he's not going to have a tree fall him. Me, on the other hand, well, I could be wiped out by a tree tonight. So if I am, hopefully this video makes it to YouTube, and it's been nice knowing everyone. This is what you call free camping at its finest. What's for dinner, Chad?
Bacon and bread.
Bacon and bread. Doesn't get better than that. What did you have, Justin?
Bacon and bread, mate, and some noodles.
Bacon and bread and noodles for entree.
Yep. Perfect.
You can see the heat coming off the fire. Anyway, we're going to tell some fireside stories now.
Stand close enough, you'll feel it.
And there the night ended at Taylor's Crossing Campground. I'm here with my friends Bill and Ted. Say hello, Bill and Ted. They're not super talkative. Oop, here comes Bill. Hope you enjoyed that video and the views around Alpine National Park and Mount Kosciuszko. Part of the reason for this ride is to raise money for the intellectually disabled community in New Zealand. If you're enjoying these videos, please consider giving a donation to the IHC, who look after the intellectually disabled community in New Zealand. To find out more, go to my website twowheelstoeverywhere.com and ihc.org.nz. You can donate through the Give a Little website. All the links are in the description below. And the money goes directly to the IHC. It doesn't pass through my hands at all. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. And as always, I'd love to get some feedback from you, so drop it down in the comments below. Once again, thanks for watching and see you on the road.